Hello everyone, and welcome to our day 19 of our 21-day yoga challenge. My name is Antoinette, and it is so great to get to practice with you all today. I want to say thank you to Sibley Hospital. We've gone through, this is our 19th day of practice together, and from the support of the hospital to be able to continue this series together. So thank you so much for that. We're going to start off seated in Sukhasana, and we'll go from there. And hi to Becca, who just came on. I'm going to just change the camera now so that we can all be down near the floor. Great. Yes. So one of my students on Zoom just prompted me to remind everyone that Mondays and Thursdays will continue. So our 21-day yoga challenge will be finished on Sunday morning. So tomorrow and Sunday we'll be practicing from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then on Monday we'll just start our regular practice, and that will be on Mondays and Thursdays on Treble Yoga and on Zoom from 5 to 6. So as I was saying to the students on Zoom, we're going to keep this at a beginner level of practice. I started teaching on, hi Allison. Hi. And hi to Jason, and I can't see everybody on there when it comes up, but hello everybody who's on to Facebook as well. I'm going to, I started teaching on Facebook back in March so that we could start to try to help one another as we healed from COVID. There was so much going on, and so many people were just kind of flying out into the ether and really needed some connection. And that's when I started teaching on Facebook. And so I've been doing that since then. And so all of the old practices are recorded either on my personal Facebook page or my now virtual studio page, Treble Yoga. So you can access those there, or these 19-day challenge, 21-day challenge classes are also on YouTube through Sibley Hospital. So that's the plug for that. And so sitting in Sukhasana, let's start off our practice together. So tonight I'm just seated on a blanket. You could sit on a blanket, you could sit, I brought a yoga block as a prop just to remind you that if you have any knee issues, that you can also sit on a block to kind of raise and elevate the body. But sitting in Sukhasana, our easy pose, we crisscross the feet, maybe taking that non-habitual, the one that you always put on top of the other, or if your knees don't allow, that you just allow the feet to kind of come out in front, and then that way you can still sit up tall. The idea here is that you start to bring the torso, elevating it, accessing the abdominal core. We then can close our eyes or keep the gaze down to the floor, maybe 1 or 2 feet in front of you. The hands can be down in your lap. You can keep the palms up, receiving or giving some good energy. And then with the eyes closed, just allowing the breath to come. As you start to become aware of bringing the breath into the nostrils and then bringing the breath out of the nostrils, or bringing the breath out of the mouth, depending on how you like to go. This is your practice. Taking a good deep inhale in, and an exhale out. Remembering that you could always bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly, so that you can feel the beating of the heart, but you can also feel the breath with the expansion of the abdomen. For anybody who might have anxiety or any issues with feeling tension, you can start to notice your breath and how shallow or how full your breath is by feeling your hand to your belly. Letting the belly deeply expand allows you that full, deep inhale of breath. A lot of times when we get anxious or panicked, we have that very shallow breath, right? We're not actually bringing enough oxygen into the body. So just really focusing on the deep inhale and exhale, but also that rhythm and that cadence of breath as you feel the belly expand and contract. As we sit here and start to tune into the breath and allow that extraneous noise to kind of dissipate away, Perhaps we can think of one thing that we're grateful for today. Maybe an encounter that you had with a stranger or with a friend. My best friend made me tea today, and that was a really special thing, and I'm getting to drink it tonight while we're practicing. Let's take one more good deep inhale in for 1, 2, and 3. Let's hold the breath for a moment and then exhale for 1, 2, and 3. I was kind of following Andrew Wheel's 4, 7, 8 this morning, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if you can, holding it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and now exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a lot, but just remember that that could be available to you, 4, 7, 8, right? If you start to get anxious, tense, or panicked. Let's open our eyes now, take our hands, let's make fists with our hands, bring them down by our sides for just a moment. We start to elevate the torso, right? So bringing the chest up, fist with the hands. As we inhale, we'll draw the shoulders up toward the ears, hold that there. Start to round the shoulders behind us. We take the fist behind us just a bit, and then on the exhale, allowing some release. So again, creating tension and then relaxation. Inhale, as we draw the shoulders up, navel comes back toward the spine, rolling the shoulders back, and then exhaling, letting everything come down. Let's inhale, bringing both arms up now as we deeply inhale. Exhale out halfway. Start to take the hands and just rotate them for a moment. It might seem kind of funny, but as you do, we were just talking about range of motion on our Zoom with the Zoom students. And so as you extend, really push out, like you're pushing energy out, right? Pushing it away, and find that reach, right? You find that length and extension of the arm as you push away. And find your breath. And take your navel back towards your spine so you're sitting up taller, using the core to draw up. Now come up, good deep inhale, and let's exhale down our right arm. Let's pat the right hand down. So we hug that right hand in. As I'm sitting on the mat, I'm going to get my blanket away so I can really feel myself. Again, we root down with that right hand and start to reach up high with that left arm. Again, growing taller on that left side, let's take our hands over toward the right. Now maybe you might start to feel some release, some extension. So reach longest through the left middle fingers and start to let the energy travel down to that left hip. Come back up again as you reach up and extend. Good deep inhale. Hey Rachel. Exhale down our left arm. Hug that left elbow in toward the body. And now rooting down with that left hand, let's rise up with the right arm. Good deep inhale. And on the exhale, let's head over to the left side now. So again, finding that extension, that traveling of energy from the fingertips going down to that right hip, and then coming back, reaching up with both arms. And then let's head over as we start to twist toward the right side, taking our left hand to our right knee. And now with your right hand, patting it right behind you if your bum is on the mat, and we start to push up and take a look over toward that right side. Good deep belly breath in and out. Again, letting the belly expand and contract. Maybe do that a couple of times, and then we'll reach up and extend, reaching up, inhaling. And then let's head over to the other side, taking our right hand to our left knee, our left hand right behind us. And then again, our hand is patted just below the sacrum. And so we start to push the torso forward, deep belly breath in, so letting the belly expand out and then contract back. So a little digestive twist, coming back, reach up, good deep inhale. And then let's exhale out halfway. Take the hands in, round the back. Inhale as you bring them out. Exhale coming in, and inhale as we reach out. Exhale as you come in, and inhale, reach out. Last time, coming in, and then we're reaching out. Start to bring the arms down, roll over onto your knees, and then let's come on to hands and knees into tabletop. In your tabletop, remember that you can either bring your hands to the blocks, right? You can bring your hands to fists. You can pad your hands right in front of you as you starfish them about hip-width distance apart, right in front of the knees. So lots of opportunities here so that if you have wrist issues and you have blocks, you could use them, right? Or just keep the hands padded. Let's make sure I'm in the frame here. Okay, so coming into our tabletop, we'll take a good deep inhale, start to draw the core in, navel back toward the spine, the neck is long. Remember, if you have any cervical issues, just stay in this neutral plane, right? But if you're okay, to start to take an inhale in and take the chest down and sway the back and start to take a look up with eyes and chin. We let the energy travel from the chin all the way down toward the navel as you open up the front of the chest. And then as you exhale, we'll start to round the back, take the shoulders up toward the ceiling, start to tend the fingertips and let the energy travel up a little higher. Feel the strength of your own fingertips. Pad the hands, inhaling, and take a look back up. Sway the back, patting the hands, exhale, round the back. Swaying the back, looking up, and rounding the back, exhaling. Remember, in your home studio, you can be audible. Sometimes that feels really good. Let's come back to our neutral zone, inhaling, and as we exhale, we're going to take a look toward that right shoulder. Keep looking over toward that right knee, right foot, and then maybe you hinge into that left hip if that feels good or not, depending on how your body is tonight. Coming back, just taking some movement, inhaling, exhaling, looking over to the left shoulder, continuing to glance over as you start to C-shape the body, so you start to feel it in that right hip. And then maybe you hinge into that right hip if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. Again, only if the knees allow. Some of our knees are not as mobile as others, and that's okay. Just taking a moment to inhale in and exhale out. Taking that right foot, let's bring it back so we can take a nice stretch on that right calf. Pushing back gently as you push back on that right heel. Flex the right buttock and then roll up onto the toes into the shoelaces part of the foot. And gently start to draw that right heel over toward the right corner of the mat, maybe sinking into that right hip again, getting a nice IT band stretch on that outer hip. And then rolling that heel back, we kind of toe up so that you bring the heel back up. And then let's bring that right heel over toward the left corner of the mat. Patting that left hand, we'll draw the right arm up to 12 o'clock, reaching up. So first start off by patting the right foot so you're finding that nice extension as you reach and lengthen. Take that right arm up and over the body for a nice stretch. Maybe you take that right hand slightly behind you, just opening up the front of the chest. Again, to allow for more mobility, more openness in this tight space of the chest. Taking our right hand to our right hip, let's draw that right foot up. Bring it up to hip height as you reach up and extend. Tiny circle now. As you draw that right heel, like you're going to paint the face of a clock. We find our breath as we circle. And then adding that nuance of taking the navel back toward the spine, using the core to reach and extend and kick out with that heel. Pause here, take that right foot down, bring that right arm up and over the body for a nice stretch, and then we're just going to circle the arm over and down and go to the other side. We'll take our left foot out, and push back gently on that left calf. As we push back on that left calf, flex that left buttock first. I can hear somebody shoveling. Hopefully it's my son. Coming up onto the ball of the feet. And then gently onto the shoelaces part of the feet. Maybe we start to sink that left heel over toward the left corner of the mat and then maybe sink into that left hip. Just feeling a nice outer band stretch there. And then gently bring that left heel back up again, pushing back again so you get a nice calf stretch. And then starting to draw that left heel over toward the right corner of the mat. We'll pad the toes, pad the heel, the sole of the foot on that left foot. We'll pad the hand now and bring that left arm up to 12 o'clock, reaching up. A good deep inhale here. And an exhale, sending that left arm up and over the body. So just a nice stretch here. Really reach and lengthen. And as you start to find that length, we find the breath there. Good deep inhale. Maybe taking the left arm slightly behind you so you feel that openness of the chest. And then we're going to circle that arm over and down, finding that left hip. And then let's bring that left leg out. Hip height. We kick out with that left heel. Finding your breath. And now make a small circle, like you're going to paint the face of a clock. So as you go very slowly, it enables you to then find that nuance of, oh, I want to access my belly too. I want to find that breath as I take that movement. Or maybe I felt my hip or my buttocks muscle or my hamstring muscle by going very slowly and being able to start to kind of hone into what's happening in your own body. Go in the other direction. Good deep inhale as you make that circle. Let's go one more time. And then bring that left foot down. Left arm comes up, reach up, and left arm comes up and over the body. Circle over and down, and then let's come back into our tabletop. Find your way here. And now let's take our left hand to the corner of the mat, right hand to the corner of the mat. Inhale as we lift up both limbs. So we reach out and extend with that right heel. We'll start to draw that right pinky toe down toward the corner of the mat. So we're not hiking up that leg unnecessarily, right? We can find a little better alignment by bringing that right pinky toe down. The neck is long, so you're just listening to my words without looking to see what we're doing. We're just reaching and extending and finding our breath here with a good deep inhale and an exhale. Another good deep inhale in. As we exhale, drop down hands toward corner of the mat, and then reach up on the inhale. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, coming back up. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Drop it down. Come back and hold it now. Take a circle with that left wrist and that right ankle. Reach and extend, and now let's come down. Take the right hand to the right corner of the mat, the left foot to the left corner of the mat. So first find the extension as you reach in both directions. And then on the inhale, draw the limbs up off the mat. Navel comes back toward the spine, and we start to take that left pinky toe down. We reach and extend, looking down at the mat, and find our breath. We can feel that left buttock engage, left hamstring engage as we reach and extend. Good deep inhale as we rise, exhale as we lower. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling as we reach. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and hold it. Take a circle with that right wrist and the left ankle. And then let's come down. Hands come to meet one another. And now we'll take our knees toward the corners of the mat. If our knees allow tonight, we can sink our buttocks down toward our heels and start to walk our hands out in front of us toward the top of our mat, letting our forehead rest on the mat. We get that nice lower back release. If the knees don't allow us to do so, we keep the buttocks high, the hips high, and we just sink the heart low. You come into the stretch and that lengthening reach that works and resonates with you tonight. If you're down in a more traditional child's pose on the bottom half and reaching and extending actively in this child's pose with your hands, you can gently lull your head back and forth from side to side and feel that lower back release. We'll gently start to walk our hands over toward the right side of our mat and reach longest through that left pinky finger. As we reach long, we take a good deep inhale in and an exhale out. Maybe we start to sink that left elbow in toward the mat for maybe a deeper reach. Remember too, you can add the pelvic floor by taking an inhale in, and as you exhale, tightening up the pelvic floor muscles and abdominal muscles. This is a wonderful position to be in for both men and women, so that way you can really access those muscle groups. Coming back, just releasing pelvic floor if you are tightening, coming back toward the midline. And then we'll start to bring our hands over toward the left side of our mat as we reach long with both hands on the left side. Find your right pinky finger, find that extension coming up toward the shoulder head. Gently start to sink that right elbow down toward the mat. Again, with your deep inhale in, on the exhale, you could tighten up pelvic floor. Remembering that for men and for women, we lose muscle tone as we age, and so there's no reason why you can't access it in an active child's pose. Releasing the bind if you were there, and then coming back to the midline, we're going to bring ourselves back to tabletop. Knees come back to hip width distance apart. If you have blocks tonight, find your blocks at the top of your mat. If you don't have blocks, then that's fine. You can just spider tip the fingers and be there with us. We're gently going to bring that right foot forward rather. Left knee is going to come back just a little bit. And again, here's a time when if you're having knee issues, just pad the knees. That way when we come into bringing our arms up into Anjaneyasana, we don't have any issue with that kneecap, right? So just take a moment to set yourself up so that you're successful and you feel good without creating harm to your body, right? So as we lean in, our right knee is stacked right above our ankle. And we start to hinge into that right knee so that we feel that left front psoas muscle. We can flex that left buttock so we feel the strength and stability of that left leg and that tightening of the core. And then we're ready on the inhale to start to lift our arms up. If we have lower back issues, we can just keep our reach slightly forward so that we're not having any sort of strain on the lower back. If the lower back is okay and we want to focus a little bit more on extending upward toward 12 o'clock, then go there. Now, if you wanted to add even more and you have the flexibility to do so tonight, you could reach back and grab your left ankle and draw that left leg up. It's just one more little piece that if you wanted to add a little bit more, you could. But keeping that left leg down is perfectly fine, and we reach up and extend. If you did grab that left leg, then gently bring it down, and we'll bring both of our hands together, clasping them, reaching up and extending, pointer fingers up. Good deep inhale. As we exhale, let's head over to the right side, so we feel this nice release from fingertips going down to the left knee. Coming up, good deep inhale. Let's exhale and circle the arms over and down. Walk your hands or your blocks back toward, as you hinge your hips backwards, and we'll frame and start to flex that right foot and do a nice hamstring stretch as we lean over. Now again, if you wanted a little bit more, you could take that left knee back behind you a little bit more and come into more of a full split, right? So again, I'm just adding levels here so that way, if you want more, we can give you more, right? But just hinging backwards so that you have that nice hamstring stretch, that may be enough for you tonight. Point and flex that right foot so that you really get the full effect of the hamstring stretch. And then we're gently going to walk the blocks back, framing that right foot, or take your hands down as you spider tip them. Let's tuck those left toes under and come up off the knee. Coming into a lunge. We'll gently start to rock slightly forward and back. If you have your block, you can bring it on its medium height or lowest height. We'll pad that right hand on the block or on the floor, or maybe you're tenting your fingertips. And then let's draw that left arm up to 12 o'clock. So just coming into a gentle twist as we reach up and extend. Every time you start to lengthen, we root down with that lower arm and rise up with the higher arm, and we find our breath, like a good deep inhale. It helps us go a little farther, a little higher. And then we'll come back down, start to pad that left hand down, and then let's draw the right arm up. Go the other way. Reach up and extend. Find that nice reach. Maybe you feel that right hip as you start to hinge in. And then we'll draw that right hand back down. We're gently going to start to walk that left foot slightly forward, maybe about 2 or 3 steps, coming into a forward fold. So if you have blocks now, maybe they're on their tallest point. If you don't have blocks, then maybe you're tenting your fingertips. If you can't get there, then maybe your hands are on your hips. And you're just leaning forward as you hinge over that right leg. If the hands are on the floor or on the block, let's just start to flex that right foot. So again, we get a nice hamstring stretch as we're leaning over. I'm just moving the block back so that way if somebody's looking, they can see what's happening. That left foot is just about at 45 degrees, but we're kind of train tracking ourselves right in line with one another. We're going to walk the blocks back and gently bring that left foot back. We're going to come back into a lunge and go to the other side. So take your left knee down. Bring your right knee down again. Here we are in table, right? And then we'll just gently bring that left foot forward. So you can start to just shimmy the left toes forward, bring that right knee back, again patting the knees. And you take the right knee back just far enough so that you start to feel that right front psoas muscle, right front hip muscle. And then again, flexing that right buttock, right? So we engage the right back leg, and then we reach the arms up. We always want to find that strength and stability as we lift. And again, remember, lower back issues, we can just bring our arms forward. No issues, we can bring our arms up to 12 o'clock. And we take a good deep inhale in. Find that length and that breath as you reach and extend. The hands come together. Thank you for shuffling. Reach up and extend with the fingertips. And now let's head over. The fingertips go over toward the left side. And so we find an extension going from fingertips down to that right knee. Come back again, good deep inhale. And as we exhale, circling the arms over and down, let's gently walk the block back or the hands back as we flex that left foot and start to hinge over, finding a hamstring stretch on the left side. Now here again, if you wanted a little bit more, you could just bring that left foot forward, right leg comes back, and you come into more of splits, right? So find your way. With your blocks, you can be in that position. As you inhale in and exhale out. If the hips are just hinged backwards, maybe you're pointing and flexing the feet here. If you did go into a splits, you can just gently make your way back. We're going to start to walk the blocks back as we bend that left knee, tucking the toes under of that right foot. We're going to bring the right knee off the mat. Here we are in a lunge. Let's just hinge forward slightly and back so we find a little play here in this lunge. Again, either tenting the fingertips on the mat, patting the hands, whatever you want to do, or having your hands on a block on its lowest level. Let's inhale as we draw our left arm up to 12 o'clock. Twisting here. Hinge into that left hip as you sink into that left knee a little bit more, rising up. Again, rooting down and rising up. And then windmilling the arm down, we start to pad that left hand, and let's draw the right arm up to 12 o'clock. Reach up and extend. Again, sink into that left knee. And then come down. Find your way here. So we're going to gently start to hop that right foot up just a little bit. We're hinging over that left leg. So again, hands can be on the blocks at its tallest point. We start to train track, like we're just straddling one line, right? Right foot's about 45 degrees, that left foot is all the way forward toward the top of the mat, and we're hinging forward over that left leg as we find a nice stretch, remembering our breath. As we take the navel back toward the spine, maybe we're removing a little bit of the flesh so we can sink a little bit deeper. And we can flex that left foot and point and flex that left foot if that feels good. And now gently start to frame that left foot with the blocks or with your hands. Bring that right foot back, coming into a lunge. Right knee's going to come down, left knee's going to come down, and then let's come back into tabletop, patting the hands. We're going to tuck the toes under and come into downward facing dog. So we'll lift the hips up. Now for some of us, downward facing dog is not comfortable, so stay in tabletop for a moment. Take movement that resonates with you. If downward facing dog feels okay, then let's go there. The head can be heavy for a moment. You could gently shake your head yes and no. Again, we find that even distribution of weight. So we start to rock the weight slightly forward toward the forefinger and thumb, lifting the pinky fingers off the mat for a minute and then allowing the pinky fingers to be so that we're not sinking all the weight into the heel of the hand. We could take one knee down toward the floor and then the other, finding some movement here. Or you could take both heels down and then gently lift one heel off the mat and then the other. Noticing what happens in your downward facing dog with different pieces of movement, what you might access. You could also walk the hands out a little farther. Let's inhale and take that left leg and bring it up. So we kick that up toward the ceiling. Again, that left pinky toes down. Reach up and extend a little higher, as if you're going to touch the ceiling, and then let's bring the left heel down. Let's inhale that right foot. Reach it up. Good deep inhale. Inhale and kick up just a little bit higher. And then let's come down. Let's go again. So taking that left leg and bringing it up. Stay here with that left leg or start to hug that left knee in toward the midline as you crunch it in, coming into a plank crunch. And then let's bring that left leg back up again. Left leg's going to come down and let's go to the right. So stay here or take your right leg and bring it up. Stay here or start to hug that right knee in as you plank crunch, bringing that right knee in and then extending that right leg back up. Right leg's going to come down. Walk or jump your way up toward the top of the mat and inhale up to a half lift. Exhale as you forward fold. We're going to inhale coming all the way up, gentle bend in the knees as we rise up with the arms, good deep inhale. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Let's find some stillness and ease in this posture. Taking a moment to just notice being upright and vertical. As you inhale in and exhale out, we find our way. Gently rocking the weight toward the ball of the feet, lifting the heels off the mat. We find balance as we look at something non-moving in front of us. And then gently bring the heels down, rock the weight slightly backward toward the heels as you lift the toes off the mat. As you lift the toes off the mat, engage the core as you bring the torso up a little higher and now sink everything down. Rooting down with the feet. So as if they were blocks, we feel the four corners of the feet. We notice the great toe, the pinky toe, the heels make contact with the mat. Good deep inhale here. As we exhale, let's come down with our hands down beside us into Tadasana. Just like we did when we were seated in Sukhasana, let's start to draw the shoulder blades back together as we broaden the collarbone, opening up the front of the chest. Again, navel back toward the spine. We start to open up the palms, receiving or giving. Let's inhale as we raise the arms up toward the ceiling. Good deep inhale. As we exhale, bring them down. Remembering as we reach up and extend at inhaling, we reach out long, finding that length and mobility as we reach up through the fingertips. Exhale down, hands to prayer. Let's draw our right knee up. So again, if you have any balance issues and you happen to have a chair close by or you happen to have a wall close by, take one finger and just place it there. Now you can focus more on that lift of the left leg, that right knee in line with the hip, the nuance of engaging your abdominal core, rather than, oh my God, I'm really unsteady on my foot, right? There's no reason for that. So find your way. If it feels good to have your hands in prayer, then go there. As you inhale, grow taller on that left side so you feel the strength and stability of the standing leg. Let's kick out with that right foot. Bring it back. Then let's kick backwards with that right leg. Pause here for a second. As you kick out with that right leg, really kick out with the heel. Gentle bend in the left knee as you draw that right knee up. Kick out with that left leg on the breath. Inhaling as you come back. Exhaling as you kick backwards. Let's add the arms now. Inhale as we draw the arms up, right knee comes up. Exhale, we're going to bring the arms out as we kick out with that right foot. Inhale, bring the arms back up. And exhale, bring the arms all the way backwards like you're going to fly. We're kicking out with that right leg. Let's go again. Inhale, drawing the arms up, right knee comes up. Exhale as we kick out, hands come out. Open up the front of the chest, expansion. Inhale, drawing the arms back up. And exhale, bringing the arms backwards, kicking back. As you kick back, flex that right buttock so you feel that right leg engage. Last time as we inhale, coming up. Exhale, kicking out, arms out. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, kicking back. Let's bring it up. Reach up, knee up, and then knee comes down, legs come down. Rock star kick out that left foot so we can go over to the other side. Just channeling my inner Amy Wilson. Reach up. We're going to reach up and extend. Both arms come up. Exhale, hands to prayer. We find weight in that right foot, so you know exactly where we're going to go now. Left knee's at hip height. Inhale as we grow taller, engaging the core. Let's kick out with that left foot first. Come back, left knee's bent. And now bring that left foot backwards. So we use balance here. And as we go slow, again, just finding that nuance, right, of engaging the core, engaging different muscle groups. Let's kick out with that left foot. Come back again. And then let's go backwards as we kick back. Now let's add the arms here. So inhale, draw that left knee up, arms come up. We grow taller and lengthen. Exhale as we engage, reach out, broadening the collarbone, spreading the arms out. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, kick back, arms come back like you're flying. Flex that left buttock when it comes back. Inhale, coming up, left knee up. Exhale, kick out, left foot comes out. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, coming back. One more time. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, kicking out. Inhale, coming up. Whoops, chandelier. Exhale, coming back. I'm in my dining room. Kick back. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down. Hands to prayer. Calm, steadiness, and ease. Good deep inhale here. Exhale out. Let's do a little warrior two. Inhaling in. Exhaling, Tadasana, arms beside us. Inhaling as we reach up and extend. Exhale, hands to prayer, right knee comes up. Inhale, let's grow taller on that left side. And exhale, stepping all the way back slowly with purpose to warrior two. So that right foot is perpendicular to the left. We can bring that left foot forward just as much as we want. A major bend in the knee, a gentle bend in the knee, no bend in the knee. It's all good either way, right? Find your way here. Windmill the arms now up and over the body. And we start to find our view, our drishti over that left middle finger. And then we find some symmetry between the back arm and the front arm as we reach and extend. Maybe we deepen the bend in the knee so that we really feel the power of the quadricep of that left leg. Maybe we flex the left buttock, and maybe we access the core by taking the navel back toward the spine. Let's flip our front palm, keeping that front knee bent. Reverse our warrior as we bend into that left knee. Rise up with that left hand. On the inhale, straighten that left leg. Rise up a little higher with that left arm as you flex the left foot. Go up even higher. Find some extension. And then let's come back to warrior two. Reach out, inhaling. As we exhale, let's take the forearm to top of thigh and reach up high with that right arm. That left forearm's barely touching. We're just focusing on the extension as we reach to 12 o'clock with that right arm, and then take that right arm up and over the body. So if left forearm can be on the thigh, or if you happen to have a block at its tallest point, it could be there. You see how you feel, what you need tonight. Let's windmill the arms over. Let's catch that right hip, straighten that left leg, and now parallel the left feet to meet the right. Right, we're gonna do a little forward folding. So if you have your block, we bring it down toward the middle of the mat, a gentle bend in the knee, and then we'll exhale or inhale and exhale as we forward fold. If your hands can come down to the mat, awesome. If they come to a block comes to you to lift the floor up to you. A gentle bend in the knee. Let's take our bend in the right knee as we start to hinge toward the right side so we feel that left inner thigh. And then start to take some movement as we gently bend that left knee, take the right inner thigh as we open up. Bend over, bending that right knee, hinging over to that right side, opening up that left inner thigh. And then let's hinge back over as we bend the left knee. So we're just moving back and forth, feeling the inner thigh and outer thigh. And now just keep hinging forward. We're going to take our left hand down to the mat. Right hand's going to come up to 12 o'clock. Reach up and extend. Again, now that we've moved a little back and forth, you feel that left inner thigh as you reach up and extend with that right arm. With a good deep inhale, take the navel back toward the spine and see if you can reach up a little bit higher. And then let's come down. Right hand comes back to the middle of the mat, and we draw that left arm up on the breath to 12 o'clock. Reach up. Navel back toward the spine as you root down with that right hand. Reach up a little higher with that left arm. And then come down. We're gently going to bend the knees and start to draw the body up. And then start to take the feet toward the edges of the mat, the corners of the mat, so that we can start to sink low like you're sitting in a saddle, right? Hands can be on the hips, hands can be in prayer. Just like we were doing before, let's take a little bit of movement as we go back and forth. Inhaling and exhaling. Pause here in the middle and start to sink low. So again, if the knees allow. If they don't, then maybe you're just doing a tiny pulse. If it feels good to go up and then go all the way down, then go there. Do what feels good to you. Just find your breath. One more time, and let's hold it. We're going to take our right heel up and then down. Take our left heel up and then down. One more time with the right heel and then the left heel. Pause here, sink low, and now come all the way up, reach up and extend, making your shape into an X. And now come down, cactus arming the arms, sink low, and then reach up. As you sink low, engage the pelvic floor, and then as you reach up, engage the abdominals, navel back toward the spine. Sink low, reach up. Last time, and reach up. Hands come to the hips, and then we bring our right foot out long ways on the mat. We're going to come into warrior two on this other side. We've already set ourselves up. That left foot now is perpendicular to the right. And we'll start to hinge into that right knee. Again, you go as low as it feels good to you, right? Maybe on this side is a little different from the other side. So just kind of sensing what that feels like. And then we'll windmill our arms up and over the body and find our drishti, our view over that right middle finger. Find your breath here. Wiggle your toes. Are you death gripping the mat with your toes right now? Finding a little humor in that as you sink into that right knee. Flipping the front palm, let's reverse our warrior. Reach up, good deep inhale. You find length here as you reach up. And now straighten that right leg, grow a little taller. Flex that right foot and grow even taller. Again, navel back toward the spine. And then come back to warrior two. Reach out and extend, broaden the collarbone. And then make your way with right forearm to top of thigh and rise up to 12 o'clock with that left arm. Again, barely touching or right hands to the block to open up and feel the extension of the chest and the arms. Inhaling in. As you exhale, reach out. So while inhaling, the body elongates and widens, and while exhaling, it steadies itself into rooting and connecting, right? It's one of the essences of Vivekananda yoga, one of the pillars that I like to focus on. Inhaling in, exhaling out. We're going to windmill the arms over and down so we can come down toward the floor. We're going to frame that right foot now as we bring that left heel up. Left knee is going to come down, right knee is going to come down to meet it, and then we're just going to make our way onto our backs. And then change the position of the camera, and we'll find our way here. Hi, Jim. It's so hard to see people from far away, but it's so nice to see you and know that you're there. So tonight we are going to use a strap, so if you have a strap close by, let's grab that. I promised a stretch last night, and we didn't get to it. So tonight we will. Finding your way on your back just to start. Taking a moment to settle here. Let the palms be up so that the shoulder heads are able to fall away towards the floor. After creating some movement in the body, just allowing the self to be. Be right here, be right now. Gently sink the lower back into the mat as you gently tilt the pelvis up toward the floor. Just kind of straightening out the spine. And then allow that natural S-curve to occur in the back. Inhaling now, let's draw the knees in toward the chest. A gentle rock back and forth from side to side. Finding our way. Feeling the spine. Feeling the flanks, maybe the kidneys, depending on what you can feel in your own body. Just making that motion. And as you hug yourself in, hug the knees in, offering up a little love to yourself, loving kindness. It starts with you. I'm saying that to myself today. Right? Sometimes we have that negative self-talk. And there's no reason for that. Let's find our feet down on the mat now. Find our heels with our fingertips. Let's do a couple of bridges. Taking our hips up toward the ceiling. We'll raise the hips up. Exhale as we lower. Let's add the arms. Now inhaling as we raise the hips up, arms come overhead. So just stretching here. Not doing much. Exhaling as we lower. Let's keep the hands down beside us. Do one more as we raise the hips up. Pause here with your hips up toward the ceiling. Squeeze the buttocks and gently start to draw the knees toward one another without touching, but engage the legs, the buttocks, and then come down. Pause here now. If you have a strap tonight, great. If you don't have a strap, I'll help you out either way. If you have a strap, let's place it in the sole of that right foot. Right foot is extended toward the ceiling. If you don't have a strap tonight, that's okay. Keep that left knee bent and gently grab the right hamstring gently with your hand as you extend. Now for some of us, our legs are very tight, and so straightening our leg might be the goal tonight, right? That's okay. Everybody arrives differently. Some of us can bring our foot all the way up to our head. That's not everybody. That's a very few people. But maybe your goal tonight is just to straighten that leg so you get a deeper hamstring stretch. Take a moment to circle that right ankle or point and flex that right foot if that feels good to you. And then start to draw that right foot up toward the crown of the head if it feels okay to do so. Again, challenging yourself. You push yourself to your own personal boundary without hurting yourself. Take that left leg extended, keep it on the mat as you sink the left calf into the mat. Keep that left leg active, and then let's start to bring that right foot out toward the right side of the body. So if you have a strap, you catch it in your right hand. If you don't have a strap, then you're just catching that inner knee, inner thigh of that right leg, right? To add one more thing, if you wanted, and you happen to have your blocks, and they happen to be within arm's reach, you could gently place your right ankle on top of a block, maybe on its medium height. And that might give you more of a restorative stretch to open up without having to really focus on the strap that you're holding. All of us, T-shape out our left arm. Reach with that left arm first, find that extension, feel the forearm as it lengthens, and then allow the left shoulder head to rest on the mat. Find your deep breath in and out as you open up, externally rotating that right leg. And then let's bring that right leg up toward the ceiling, come all the way across the body, catching the strap in our left hand, or if you don't have a strap, just catching that right outer thigh. We'll start to T-shape out that right arm, reaching out and extending. Again, lengthening as you reach a couple of inches off the mat, like you're going to try to reach for something, and then allowing that right shoulder head to rest. Good deep belly breath in and out. And maybe you draw that left foot up toward that left shoulder a little bit. And then we'll come back as we rise up with that right leg, we're going to switch it out. So take the strap into the left foot, sole of that right foot on the mat. Or if you don't have a strap, just catch the back of your left hamstring. Noticing without any dialogue or any sort of judgment, what's this side like versus the other, right? How do I feel on this side? As if you were asking a friend. Just noticing what's happening in your own body. We start to draw the toes down toward the crown of the head, maybe to intensify the stretch, or maybe we lengthen and straighten that left leg, and that's the goal. We start to bring that right foot out and start to press the right calf into the mat, and gently start to draw that left leg out toward the left side of the body. We catch the strap in the left hand, T-shape out that right arm, and externally rotate that left leg. With the strap in the left hand, we can maybe start to take that left foot up toward the left shoulder, maybe to deepen the stretch if that feels good to us. Finding your way tonight. Open up. I seem to be losing battery. Switch it out. And now draw that left foot up toward the ceiling and bring that left leg all the way across the body toward the right side. And again, I didn't add that nuance of the block, but remember, if you had that block still over on the right side, you could take your left foot now and place that onto the block. T-shaping out that left arm, we start to take a look over toward the left hand. Let's offer up a little good energy to somebody who might need it tonight. And that someone might be you. So offer it up. Left shoulder head rests on the mat. Inhaling as we draw that left leg back up again, removing the strap, taking the knees in toward the chest. Let's do one last twist. So T-shaping out the arms, Gently draw both knees over toward the right side. So we're just coming into a recline twist. If it's okay on the back. If it's not okay on the lower back, then maybe you're just taking the knees over to maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. So again, see how you feel. If you can go all the way down to the floor and you can catch your outer left knee with your right hand, then gently look over toward that left arm. Belly breath in and out. I can't stress it enough because especially in this particular posture, it's so good for our digestive system. Right at this very minute, my teacher, let's bring our knees back up toward the ceiling, is teaching bed-bound yoga. And so here's one of the postures we're doing right now for somebody who is bed-bound, right? So we're going to take our knees over toward our left side. And they don't do it maybe in this extreme way that we're doing it, but this is generally the idea. And it really helps with digestion for people who are in the bed. And only if their spines allow, right? Remembering we have to take into account what's going on with the person. But this is a wonderful twist to be in. Good deep inhale in. And an exhale out. We'll draw the knees back in toward the chest, hug ourselves in one last time, and then bring the legs long. Let's come into Shavasana of your choice. So remember, legs can be down. You can start to take the feet out toward the edges of the mat. If you have a wall available, you can bring your legs up the wall, coming into Viparita Karani. You can cover the body up. If you happen to have a chair, the calves could come onto the chair. Just finding your way to make yourself that 5 to 10% more comfortable. As we find our way into Shavasana, our final rest, maybe we take a good deep inhale in, and then as we exhale, allowing the body to settle. The mind rests at the place where the body touches the earth. So let the weight of this body sink and be right here, right now. Our reading tonight comes from Pema Chodron. She's one of my very favorites to read to you all tonight. She talks about reaching underneath our protective shell. There's a slogan in the Mahayana teachings that says, "Drive all blames onto oneself." The essence of this slogan is, when it hurts so bad, it's because I'm hanging on so tight. It's not saying that you should beat yourself up. It's not advocating martyrdom. What it implies is that pain comes from holding so tightly to having it our own way. That one of the main exits that we take when we find ourselves uncomfortable is to blame or run away. We habitually erect a barrier called blame or running away that keeps us from communicating genuinely with others. We fortify it with our concepts of who's right and who's wrong. We do that with people who are closest to us. And we do it with political systems, with all kinds of things that we don't like about our associates or our society. It's very common. It's a well-perfected device of trying to feel better. Blame others. Run away. Blame is a way to protect your heart, trying to protect what's soft and open and tender in yourself, rather than that pain that we scramble to find some comfortable ground. In each of us, there's this softness, a lot of heart. And touching that soft spot has to be the starting place. This is what compassion is all about. When we stop blaming long enough to give ourselves an open space in which to feel the soft spot. It's as if we're reaching down to touch a large wound that lies right underneath all that protective shell that blaming builds. Compassionate action starts with seeing yourself when you start to make yourself right and when you start to make yourself wrong. This place, if you can touch it, will help you train yourself throughout your life to open further to what you felt. Open further rather than shut down more. You'll find that as you begin to commit yourself to this practice, as you begin to have a sense of celebrating the parts of yourself that you found so impossible before, something will shift in you. Something will shift permanently in you. Your habitual patterns will begin to soften, and you'll begin to see the faces and hear the words of the people who are actually talking to you. If you begin to get in touch with whatever you feel, with some kind of kindness, your protective shield will melt. And you'll find that more areas of your life are workable. As we learn to have compassion for ourselves, the circle of compassion for others, what and who you work with and how widens. Peace. Peace to you. Slowly start to make some movement to your fingers and to your toes. Just waking the body up from having been in this supine state. Inhaling and exhaling, gently roll yourself over to your right or to your left side. If it feels okay to cradle your head in your arm, then you do that. And then when you're ready, making your way back up to that comfortable seat that we all started off in. Sukhasana, as we bring ourselves erect, dignified, keeping our eyes closed or our gaze soft to continue and finish the practice together. If it feels good to bring your hands to prayer tonight, feeling the fingertips touch one another, the heart beating behind the hands, that aliveness of the body behind you. In yoga, there's this belief that there's this divine spark in everyone. And it's located right here where we have our hands tonight, at our heart center, our heart chakra. That area is that possibility to open to love, to open to the possibilities of what may come, or to be at peace with where they are right now. So by gesturing namaste, we acknowledge the spark in each other. Nama means to bow, as te means I or you. So let's bow. I bow to you. You bow to me. We'll share the word. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for the practice tonight. I look forward to practicing with you all. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, we'll do day 20. See you tomorrow.